Hello, everyone, are you ready to watch? Enjoy this show. Please support me. Hey Reddit. I'm reaching out because I'm in a place I never thought I'd be, confused, hurt, and totally lost. I don't know where to start, but here goes. I'm 32, married to my husband, Tom, for almost 8 years now. We've had our ups and downs like most couples, but honestly, I thought we were in a good place. We've got a house together, a couple of pets, and we've always talked about growing old together. Tom's always been supportive, at least, that's how I thought it was. I'd never been suspicious of him. We had a comfortable routine. Sure, like any relationship, we didn't have fireworks every day, but I thought we were solid. I trusted him, and we were happy enough, or at least I thought we were. Lately though, things started to feel a little off. I don't know how to explain it. It was little stuff at first. He was always glued to his phone, which didn't seem weird at the time because he's a software developer and works from home. But after a while, I noticed something. He started to get more defensive about it. If I even walked by when he was texting, he'd immediately swipe the screen down or put his phone face down on the table. I shrugged it off at first. Maybe he's just stressed, I thought. But my gut started nagging at me. Something didn't feel right. I didn't know what it was, but I felt like I was losing touch with him. So, I'm back. A lot's happened in the last few weeks, and I'm still processing it all. As I mentioned in the last post, things started feeling off with Tom, but I wasn't sure why. At first, I thought it was just stress from work or life in general. But as time went on, I began noticing more subtle changes in his behavior. He started working even later than usual, saying he was busy with a new project or finishing up an important client call. The thing was, he'd get home from these supposed late-night work sessions smelling like a different cologne. Not his usual one. I noticed this once or twice, and when I asked, he'd just shrug it off, saying it was probably from the office or someone else in the building. I wasn't buying it, but I didn't press him because I didn't want to seem paranoid. One night, he came home particularly late, and I was already in bed. He came in, and I noticed he was wearing a different shirt, nothing major, but it was something I'd never seen before. His hair was messy, like he had been running his hands through it a lot. I didn't think too much of it. He was exhausted, he said. Long day, babe, I'm wiped, he mumbled as he crawled into bed. But here's the thing, I started to get that gnawing feeling in my stomach, like I was being lied to. It's hard to explain, but I knew. And I think that's what started to eat away at me. The little lies, the weird behavior, the late hours. It wasn't enough to accuse him of anything, but it was enough to make me wonder. So much has happened since my last post. I'm still processing everything, but I feel like I need to get this off my chest. Last night, I made the decision to dig a little deeper. It's not something I'm proud of, but I had a sinking feeling that I just couldn't shake anymore. I had a gut feeling that Tom was hiding something from me, and I couldn't ignore it. Tom had left his phone on the kitchen counter while he went to take a shower, and as I passed by, something in me just snapped. I don't know if I was looking for confirmation or if I was just desperate to understand what was going on. I hesitated for a moment, then picked it up. It was unlocked. He never used a password or Face ID, probably because he'd always said, "I trust you, so I don't need to lock it." The first thing I saw was a text notification from a contact named Rachel. My heart stopped for a second. I didn't know any Rachel, so I clicked on it. The message was short and sweet, "Can't wait to see you tonight. I've missed you so much. Let's make it special." I almost dropped the phone. I didn't know what to think. I kept reading. More messages. Explicit texts, talking about how much they missed each other and how they couldn't wait to pick up where they left off. They talked about the last time they had sex and how amazing it was. The texts went on for months. The more I read, the more my stomach twisted. This wasn't some innocent flirting. Tom had been cheating on me. This wasn't a one-time mistake. I was shaking at this point, trying to process it. My mind raced. How had I not seen this? How had he hidden it so well? But then I realized something. It wasn't just the affair. It was the manipulation. All the times he had told me I was imagining things, that I was overreacting when I mentioned his strange behavior. It was all lies. He had been lying to my face for months. I heard Tom coming down the hall, so I quickly put the phone back where it was, and my heart pounded in my chest. He came into the kitchen like nothing had happened. He didn't seem to notice that anything was wrong, but I was already planning what to do next. I wasn't sure how to confront Tom after what I found. The texts were clear. His cheating was undeniable. I felt completely numb, but at the same time, I was consumed with rage. How could he do this to me? We were married. I trusted him. All those times he'd brushed off my concerns, made me feel like I was the crazy one. But now I had the proof, and I wasn't backing down. He walked into the living room, like everything was fine. I could tell he had no idea I knew. He was still acting normal, joking about how his day had gone, completely unaware of the storm brewing inside me. I couldn't hold it in anymore. "Who is Rachel?" I asked, my voice low but steady. I don't know how I sounded calm. I think my heart was beating so loud in my chest, it was the only sound I could hear. He froze. His smile dropped instantly, and he went pale. He knew exactly what I was talking about. "What do you mean?" He tried to play it cool, but I saw the panic flicker across his face. I pulled out his phone and slammed it onto the table in front of him. "Don't play dumb. I saw the messages, Tom. I saw what you've been saying to her. How long has this been going on?" I could barely get the words out. I was so angry, so hurt, but I needed answers. Tom's face twisted in panic, and I could see him calculating his next move, like he was trying to figure out how to lie his way out of this. His hands started shaking. He ran a hand through his hair, the way he always did when he was stressed. "Look, it's not what you think," he said quickly, trying to brush it off. "It's just a fling, okay? It didn't mean anything. I didn't want to hurt you." "A fling?" I almost laughed through the tears. "You've been texting her for months. You've been lying to me for months. You've been coming home smelling like her perfume, lying about your work meetings. How long were you planning to keep this from me, Tom?" He stood there, silent for a moment, his face reddening with shame. But then he tried to spin it. "I'm sorry, okay? I didn't want to hurt you. This wasn't about you. It was about me. I've been feeling distant, and I just made a mistake. I was just looking for something else, but it's over now, okay? It didn't mean anything, I swear." I shook my head. I couldn't believe this was happening. He was actually trying to make it sound like this was my fault, like I was the one who should feel sorry for him. I could barely contain my rage. "So, what? You just randomly text a woman behind my back and it's nothing? This isn't just a mistake, Tom. You've been cheating on me." He tried to soften his voice, the way he always did when he was trying to manipulate me. "I didn't mean to hurt you, I swear. I was just looking for something I wasn't getting from you." Something inside me snapped at that. "What the hell are you talking about? You think I'm not enough for you? You think it's my fault you're cheating? You've been lying to me for months, and now you want to make me feel bad for you?" Tom's face twisted into this pathetic expression, and he started pleading. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I love you, okay? I was just lost. I didn't know what I was doing. It's over now. Can we just move past this?" But I couldn't move past this. Not after everything. I wasn't going to let him manipulate me into thinking it was all okay. Move past this? No, Tom. "I don't think I can ever move past this," I said, my voice breaking as I finally allowed the weight of it all to settle on my chest. It's hard to even know where to start with this part. After I confronted Tom, I thought it would be easier, like, I'd have the answers and that would be the end of it. But it wasn't. It was only the beginning of a long, painful emotional roller coaster. For the rest of that night, Tom kept apologizing over and over again. He cried. He begged me not to leave. He told me he was lost and confused and that I was the best thing that ever happened to him. But none of that mattered to me. I couldn't shake the image of him with Rachel, those texts, and the betrayal. The trust was gone. But the hardest part? The manipulation. He was so convincing. He looked so sincere when he said he was sorry. He said he regretted everything and that it meant nothing, but I couldn't help but wonder, is this how he really feels, or is he just trying to save his own skin? I spent most of that night just staring at the ceiling, heart racing, unsure of what to do. I thought I should leave. I should pack my things, get out, and never look back. But then there was a part of me that wanted to believe him, wanted to believe that it was just a mistake, that he was telling the truth when he said it didn't mean anything. I spent the whole night going back and forth in my head, my emotions completely torn. I wanted to be strong. I wanted to walk away. But I was scared. Scared of what life would be like without him. Scared of starting over. Scared of being alone. The next morning, Tom woke up early, made me coffee, and tried to act like everything was fine. He kept saying things like, "We'll work through this. We'll fix it. I love you, I don't want to lose you." And I wanted to believe him. I really did. But I knew deep down that I couldn't trust him anymore. Everything he said felt like another lie, like another way to manipulate me back into his arms so he could keep getting away with it. I told him I needed space. I couldn't make any decisions right now. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I couldn't go back to normal with him. Not yet. I spent the next few days in a haze. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I just replayed every single moment I had with Tom in my head, trying to figure out when things went wrong, trying to understand how I missed all the signs. How could I have been so blind? I was angry at myself for trusting him. For not seeing the red flags sooner. I felt like I'd been living in a lie for years. And I felt embarrassed. Embarrassed that I had been so easily manipulated, that I had let him make me feel like I was overreacting when I had valid concerns. Thank you for watching. I ask you to help me. Subscribe to my channel, put likes, and do not forget to comment. Thank you. See you in another video.